Let's get started. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ekta and before we get started today, I want to give you like a warning note. आपको जितनी भी पीछे ये आवाजें सुनाई दे रही है उसके लिए I am not responsible. I live in Mumbai जहाँ पे हर एक नुक्कड़ कॉर्नर टर्न खोदा हुआ है. For which I'm sorry, not sorry. But today let's do our Tuesday Q&A. I want to give a pat on my back because I did not miss out today's Q&A. Despite having like a busy schedule, I made sure that I am keeping up with my promise. So without any further ado, let's get started. Today I am going to pick 3 questions. The video is going to be a bit different than our usual video where I ask you guys questions on Instagram and then I answer it here on YouTube. But today I picked up a few questions and I'm going to pick only 3 questions from YouTube comment section, which means कि नीचे comment sections में अगर आप questions नहीं भेज रहे, then here is a sign for you to go comment any question that you want me to answer. So the first question is, can you make a video on how to control the triggers that disrupts the mental equilibrium? Well, when we talk about triggers, they're very different from person to person, individual to individual. It depends upon what acts as a trigger for you. What really matters the most to you. Let's first understand what exactly are triggers. Triggers basically are our buttons. They are our wounds. Those moments when we felt unheard, unseen, unappreciated, not validated by our loved ones, primary caregivers during our childhood. So we've picked those things and made it as our trigger. Let's say if my mother has reacted to my father's behavior in a certain way, she felt angry, she felt upset, she felt sad, she felt a certain set of emotions whenever he's done something or he's acted in a certain way, I will pick it up from my mother saying, oh, this is how I'm supposed to feel. Let's say as a teenager, if I saw my friend where she used to get triggered, angry, upset every time her boyfriend would speak with another female friend of his. Now, when my partner speaks with any female friends of his, even if it's like the most platonic, innocuous conversation and with no feelings involved, just like a friendly banter, I would literally get triggered and I would get mad or angry or upset. Why? Because I've learned that these are the triggers. So sometimes we learn triggers and sometimes they happen to us through our childhood wounds, childhood experiences. They become our pressing buttons, our points. When people behave in a certain way, it can feel like a breach of boundary. For example, if your partner is acting in a way that can affect me, that can give rise to my fear of abandonment or my insecurity or my anxiety, I'll get triggered immediately. We get triggered whenever something makes us feel a certain way which feels alarming to us. So one of the way how you can basically control your trigger is by simply reminding yourself, being aware of, okay, I'm feeling a certain way. What can I do about this? If I'm feeling triggered right now, maybe there's some unmet need of mine that is not getting fulfilled, it's getting affected right now. What's that alarm in my mind that's causing me to feel that way? And one of the way to handle or manage your triggers is by taking a break, memorizing your reaction. There's a specific set of reaction that we have to every trigger. So you simply have to step back and ask yourself that, oh, last time when someone triggered me this way, this is how I reacted. This is how I behaved or I responded or reacted to a specific situation. And this time I want to make sure that I'm mindful of my reaction, which means I do not have to give my emotional keys to someone else, so that it allows you to understand that you don't let someone else drive your emotions, and that will truly help you in reacting to your triggers. Which also means that sometimes it's not the function of the other person. That person did not really trigger you. Maybe that person behaved in a certain way, that's his or her function. But because you're so sensitive about a specific topic or so that it just affects you so much, then it's your function. The onus is on you that you have to work on it. What acts as a turbulence to you? What really stirs the pot? Some of the ways you can also try is using mindfulness, using grounding. You can note down some of your triggers, that when a person behaves a certain way, these are my triggers, this is how I react. When this is the trigger, this is my reaction. And then you can come up with a different solution to it. Like, okay, next time when someone behaves a certain way or says something to me, it gives rise to my insecurity and then I lash out and I get mad. Instead of this, what can I do? You feel that is way more tailor-made for you, a reaction or a response. That's what you can substitute it with. So I hope that answered your question. That takes me to our second question. How to know if I am in a healthy relationship? My friend, healthy relationship really doesn't have to give you all the signs of, oh, this is how healthy relationship feels like. It's just that you feel so safe, you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel acknowledged, you understand that it's not only you who has to work on this relationship, it's you both are literally making it work. Even if it's a bumpy ride, you both literally walk through the bump, you work through the bump, you literally understand ki acha, this is her trigger, this is my trigger, and you collectively work together as a team. This is what healthy relationship looks like. Also, some of the signs are that the person and you both, whatever I'm talking about right now, is basically a function of you and your partner both. Okay, so you don't have to just apply कि अच्छा मेरे partner को ही सिर्फ ये करना चाहिए, नहीं, तुमको भी करना चाहिए ये चीज़. Which means that you should learn to respect others' boundaries, which means that the person really respects your boundaries, understands where you're coming from, isn't pushy or is not in this whole phase or in a process of changing you as a person, knows to separate you from your certain behaviors. Let's say अगर तुमको तुम्हारे पार्टनर के बारे में कोई चीज़ अच्छी नहीं लगती है, तो तुम उस इंसान को completely change नहीं करना चाहोगे. तुम कहोगे कि अच्छा, this attribute of yours kind of affects me sometimes, but how can we work through this? And again, you don't have to expect the person to change, and the person does not have to make you change a certain way which is not your true nature or that takes you away from your true element, right? So it's you two understanding each other about how you function, how you operate, what are your non-negotiables. You both, and again, don't think that healthy relationship means no fights, no conflicts. No, bumps, conflicts, disagreements, disapproval are basically a part and parcel of relationships, and you very radically and smoothly, seamlessly accept it, not just for yourself but also for your partner. I hope I answered your question. Then that takes me to our last question, and it says how to deal with a breakup. Few things that are extremely essential for you to not do when you're going through a breakup is ensure that you're following a no contact rule, which means you do not constantly go back to this person doing the bargain that, oh, please come back, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'm willing to do this if you come back to me. So bargain is no go in, you know, when you're dealing with a breakup. You don't have to stalk the person on social media. I know it's easier said than done, but please try and avoid. Please accept the fact that breakups are never easy. They're never easy because you have shared your life experiences, you've been sharing your nitty-gritties of your day-to-day life circumstances, how you deal with something, and it's not easy. Suddenly that person just goes away. It's never an easy thing to deal with when it comes to breakup. Breakups are difficult, and it's supposed to be difficult because suddenly you experience a void and you don't know what to do with that void. But I will sail through it. And how can you deal with it is by focusing on yourself, enroll yourself into some class, some course, maybe meet more people. It's very important to create your social circle and ensure that you don't get into rebound relationship. You get that feeling of love and care. Some of the things that people do is they try some artistic work. Maybe you can draw, paint, if that kind of makes you feel good. Reading also. But it can get difficult initially to focus on something, especially when your mind is all over the place, when you're listless, you don't know. You cannot stop thinking about this person because you're missing them, and it's natural to feel that way. So these are some of the ways that you can deal with breakup. I hope this video was helpful, and make sure that you put your questions in the question sticker. Make sure that you put your questions in the comment section below. So I'll see you next week very soon. Bye bye. Oh wait, by the way, like, share, subscribe किया क्या? नहीं किया ना तो please कर लेना, ठीक है? Bye.